Tuesday. Can't wait to get in there and watch the tape. We're continuing to grow as a program. You can see the light coming on for a lot of these young guys. We're getting better as the season's going on, which is what you want to happen. And we believe in what we're doing. The way we run a program is tried and true. We know how to build programs. These young men are bought in and believing. And every day we're getting a little bit better and working to get this great program back. So with that, I'll open it up.
What was that ride back from Tuscaloosa like? I mean, you coach against the greatest coach ever. You play against the greatest team in the nation right now. What's that like for you? Plus the ride that you've made, the time that you've spent, just what was that like knowing, as you said, you got a whole new season ahead of you?
Yeah, that's just hope. You know what I mean? I mean, like the good Lord tells us, we remain positive in our confident hope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've got so much hope still left in the season. We got so much hope for this program and where we're headed. And just to see the strides that Ty made and our O-line made against a great football program. I think obviously there's things to fix in the kicking game, but we've played well in the kicking game. We got to get those things shored up, and we can. But just knowing that we've got hope and we're building and pushing towards something, and we've got a detailed plan to get there. We're just embracing that right now and embracing the work.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about that progression from Ty from game 3 to game 4, in particular, his drops and his being able to sit and go through a progression?
Yeah, it's pretty normal. It happened last year with us at Tulane. Young kid comes in the middle of the game, plays well, then he gets his first start, doesn't go good. Then he starts kind of resetting himself and understanding what college football is about. I think you saw that against a tremendous opponent. And he just really raised his game and played well, and he really got better as the game went on. And I thought our O-line played, much better, and gave him more time and hatted things up, and that's a credit to them. And just as an overall program, outside of a few, 2 glitches in the kicking game right there, where we didn't have some guys where they were supposed to be, and that's kind of an aberration for us. We've got a chance to build off that going into conference play.
Did you revisit that moment when you had Ty on the sideline, and I saw him post game, you kind of mentioned, you kind of told him you're built for this. I thought that was a really big moment for him.
He is. He's made for this. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He always has been. It's football, right? We're playing at Alabama, but this program's going to play in more and more big games. Like we said after the game, we're not ready as a program yet to go into that environment and win a game yet. But what we were ready to do is to go in there and spill everything we had. And that's what we did, and that's what we can control. We are building towards getting back to getting in that arena and having a chance to compete and win and getting back to what this program is used to doing. And we're growing every day, and we're sticking to our plan, and we feel good about where we're headed.
What do you see with Rice? What stands out to you on the tape?
They play extremely hard. One of the hardest playing teams I've ever been coached against. They get after you on defense. They're hard hitters. They really come after you, try to stop the run. Offensively, they're extremely physical, play a lot of tight ends and come at you. They're built kind of like Stanford, really was back in the Harbaugh days. And then like, they still do now. That's where Coach Bloomgren was at. And got great respect for them. Their special teams coordinator. The special teams coordinator at Alabama comes from there. So their analyst took over for him. So very similar to Alabama in a kicking game. Well-coached football team that's played some really good teams and battled, and they're 1-3 like us with their whole season in front of us. So it'll be a great challenge.
What do you have to do as a head coach, kind of knowing that teams are going to put a focus on taking Frank Gore Jr. out of the game and putting more pressure on your young quarterback?
Yeah, well, we got to keep growing, right? That's part of football. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. And the thing I would rather be talented and young than old and not talented. All right, and Ty is talented. And so, we're going to keep growing and keep maturing and keep giving him the looks. He's only going to get better and better as the year goes on.
Well, what do you tell Frank from that perspective? Like, hey, we know you're one of the better players here, but at the same time, you're going to be the focus of every other team that we face.
Yeah, well, there's other ways to get Frank involved than just handing it to him. We got to find ways to run it, but also get him involved in the passing game, which we've done a good job of throughout the year. We didn't get it to him too much last week, but, he's going to be involved in everything we do, not just the run game.
So that statement of being young and talented, you kind of touch on Chandler Pittman, and was that package you ran, or kind of that super back package you used at Tulane?
Oh, yeah. Amari Jones played that spot for us at Tulane. We've had guys all throughout our past, Denarius Applin, who just got elected in the Hall of Fame at West Georgia, played that spot for us. We've had guys throughout our career. That's always been an integral part of what we do, and we knew Chandler would fit that role when we signed him, and he's just continuing to grow too. He's another one of those young kids that's just getting better and better and showing what the future holds for this program.
Coach, you utilize the tight end a lot in Alabama. Is he going to be a big part of the game plan against Rice?
Yes, and he's been a big part of the game plan every week. You know what I mean? It just happened because we played a little better up front and played better at quarterback. So the read progression got him the ball. But the game plan was not any different as far as trying to get Grayson the ball. Grayson's a great player. It's just everybody executed better to allow it to happen. So many things have to happen right to complete a pass, right? And those things started happening, you know, in the last game.
Do you ever kind of think about, and I'm trying to figure out the way to word this question, but young quarterback, you being a first-year head coach here, do you ever reflect on like his progression is going to kind of mirror your progression as you guys walk through this together? Is that something you've ever considered?
Yeah, you know, to win championships, you got to be good at quarterback. And this is our 6th time to play a freshman quarterback in our 18-year career. You know, the other 5 have been some version of freshman of the year in the league and ended up being some version of player of the year in the league. Now, Pratt hasn't had that opportunity yet at Tulane, but I imagine he will. And, you know, I think Ty's on that same progression. So we've done it before. We always got better as the year went on. And it's not the first time we've done this. So I feel like Ty's going to continue to progress. And everybody is around him. You know, I see us getting better, but we got better again today.
Coach, does Ty remind you of anybody you've coached before at that position?
Not so much me. But, you know, I think if everybody compares him, you know, wants to compare him to somebody from here from the past, but I'd say his style is more Brett, you know, than anybody because he's a gunslinger, you know. I mean, he's going to run around, make plays with his feet. He really trusts his arm and his natural ability. And, you know, he loves football. I mean, he's in there. He was up here till 9 o'clock last night. We started the day at 6:30 yesterday morning. So, you know, like I said, the future's bright. He's doing everything he's supposed to do.
Last thing for me, and sorry to keep this going.
No, it's good.
Is there any like habits or anything of his that you're trying to break, that's something that he might have done at high school that isn't necessarily translating, anything of that nature that you're having to fix?
No, it's not necessarily that. It's just learning how, you know, what he sees on a daily basis is what, I mean, going against Nick Saban and Pete Golding in Alabama is way different than going against Mize and Collins. From the amount of defense you're going to see every week, and that's no knock, you know, against Coach Booth at Collins, and no knock against, you know, the great job they're doing at Mize. But you know, it's just the amount of volume of defense you see every week is so much different, and him catching him up to speed and learning to assess all that and handle it. There's just a natural growing progression right there. No different than when you're in arithmetic. You know, you're in 7th grade and you're in math, man, and you're rolling, and all of a sudden you walk into 8th grade, and all of a sudden on the Grease board right there it says 2x = 6. You're like, what the heck is x? You know, but then you're a junior in high school and you know x is 3 and it's fine. And that's the same way with Ty. All right, he's going through a little algebra. He's going to be fine.
Anything else, Coach?